It is your Classic Metal Show right here on theclassicmetalshow.com. The name of the tune, They Swallowed the Sun. It is GWAR, and on the phone, the leader, the individual creature himself, the mighty Oderus Urungus. Oderus, how are you, sir?
I'm fine. Thank you. Good to be here. Wherever I am. Where are you?
I am in Cleveland.
Ah, yes. Cleveland, land of cleaving, land of the torso murderer, or the gorilla murderer, or whatever that guy was back in the 20s, and Elliot Ness, and and decapitated heads were all over downtown. Love that city.
Well, we have new murderers for you now as well. We just had one where they dug up 15 bodies in his backyard.
Really, that's great. And you just had that wonderful guy that was providing those 3 young women with a place to live for free.
That's pretty nice, isn't it? It's like free apartment.
I mean, it's just like your country has no problem with locking up tons of black people, but like you lock up 3 chicks and like everyone's freaking out.
Very true, Oderus. Very true. Well, you have a brand new statement out there. The brand new statement is called Battle Maximus. It's probably the best example of you guys' overwhelming mission of domination through musical violence to date. So congratulations on that, first of all.
Well, thank you very much. It's receiving an outstanding show of support from the metal community. I think a lot of people were wondering what the hell GWAR was going to sound like without Flatus. But, and indeed, we were wondering that ourselves. But Pustulus, being a member of the Maximus clan, all of which just happen to play guitar, has done a smokingly awesome job. And as much as we will always miss and honor our departed scumdog brother, I'd say that Pustulus has stepped into the role admirably. The new album fucking kicks ass. It doesn't sound quite like anything else we've ever done before, but I defy any GWAR fan to have any 2 GWAR albums that do sound alike.
Sure.
You know, we're pretty much been all over the place, but if anything, this is more perhaps a return more to our more thrash metal kinds of origins, and added with our level of professionalism, of course. And of course, we produce this ourselves in our own studio. Sure. And we'll see how the world reacts to it. But so far, the critics at least enjoy the record.
Sure. Now I have to ask, Oderus, just because of your outward personality, both yours and the members of the band, do you guys feel any sort of sorrow or sadness with the passing of Flatus?
Well, of course we feel sorrow and sadness. He's my brother. He was my, stood shoulder to shoulder with him in many a bloody fray, and many times saved his life and many times saved mine. Why he felt he had to leave this planet and return to the stars are reasons only he will have. But I must say that, if we were capable of having these emotions, then certainly we would have them all over the fucking place. And we miss Flatus every single day. And yes, if there's one thing that has occurred to us through the loss of the mighty Flatus, is that is actually even godlike beings like GWAR can get a little choked up.
Sure. And is that why the album is now called Battle Maximus, as a tribute to Flatus?
Oh, yes. The new album, Battle Maximus, kind of tells the next story, the next chapter in the history of GWAR, and also tells the story of how we actually found our new guitar player. And the way that we did that is by waging the Battle Maximus. And what we did is we threw the ancient horn of hate, which summoned all the Maximuses from all over the galaxy to Earth, where they waged the great Battle Maximus for the honor of representing GWAR and following in the footsteps of Flatus. And once the dust had cleared, it was clear to us that the winner was Pustulus Maximus, who is now indisputably the new lead guitar player of the mighty GWAR.
Sure. Now does Pustulus bring in both better skills as a player as well as a violent being?
Well, no, I wouldn't mean I wouldn't say he was a better player than Flatus, though he certainly is just as good, just in a different style. I mean, nobody sounded like Flatus. I mean, he had the most amazingly smooth yet heavy sound. His swoops, his noodlings, his footwork was just absolutely amazing. And to try to replace that or somehow emulate it, or find someone that sounded like him, that would have been impossible. It would have been doomed to failure. We just got the greatest fucking guitar player that we possibly could with the ones that were available to us. And as I, mentioned, every single member of the Maximus tribe just happens to play guitar. So no, I wouldn't say that. He's a different style of guitar player than Flatus is. And the change that it made sonically on the band is immediately obvious from when you listen to the very first song. So, it's definitely a new GWAR. It would have been a mistake to try to pretend that nothing had happened and, we'll just get this guy to play because he sounds kind of like Flatus. No, we wanted to let the band continue to grow in a natural, organic kind of way. And it's done just that with the addition of Pustulus. And he's a bit rowdier than Flatus on stage, I will say that. Whereas Flatus was more the gentle giant, Pustulus is one fucking drunk as shit, obnoxious, violent, high-kicking, he's a real beast,
Sure.
So he brings to the live element a little bit more than Flatus did as far as just jumping around and breaking stuff.
Sure. Now, Oderus, I also understand that Beefcake the Almighty now has a new soul under the exterior. What happened there?
I don't understand the question.
Is there not a new Beefcake the Almighty in place?
No. We switched up personal slaves to Beefcake about 3 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah. So his human slave, Jameson Land, has been around for about 3 years now. But yeah, in the last 3 years, we've undergone some personnel changes. Of course, we've still got the original slaves are all in there, and of course, you've got Oderus, Jizmac, and Ballsack, that go all the way back to the very beginnings of GWAR. But yes, sometimes the slaves will change, but GWAR will continue onwards, and in this way, GWAR will continue to last for millions and millions of years.
Sure, definitely. You're like the example for KISS.
Yes, except unlike KISS, everything we do is not motivated by dredging every freaking penny we can out of our bands.
Very true. Well, one thing I do know, Oderus, is you always have such positive messages on your songs. Talk about what you were trying to say on a song like Raped at Birth.
Oh, well, I was trying to give some people on this planet who are always bitching and whining and crying about this or that or the other, an idea of just how difficult it is to grow up in outer space, especially when you're born from a syntho womb. Your mother is a petri dish, your father a supercomputer. You are basically lowered out of the syntho womb onto a gigantic throbbing dildo in the middle of a gladiatorial arena. This all happened to me within 5 seconds of being born. So I don't want to hear any bitching from you humans about a rough childhood.
Okay, fair enough. Another thing where people bitch a lot is the state of the socio and political environment around this globe, and you personally have found your way to take over the coverage of that with your recurring gig on Fox News. How did that come about? And do you feel like people are finally getting the true message of the world with you having this platform to speak on?
Well, yeah, I mean, it was going great until they fired me. But I was in town. I was in New York. I got a call from Fox News. They said, "Do you want to be on the show?" I said, "Sure." Next thing you knew, I was fucking intergalactic correspondent. I had no idea that Fox News was some kind of evil media empire. As far as I knew, Fox was they were the people responsible for The Simpsons. So I thought I was in with some good folks. We managed to get 14 episodes out of that, in which I loudly stated my bellicose opinions. And after about 14 episodes, I think they finally figured out who was actually on the show. And at that point, they gave up on me altogether, and basically I was quietly removed as their intergalactic correspondent. But, the word of GWAR is always getting out, and Oderus, as their spokesperson, is constantly making, I read something the other day, it was just like, it's a sad, sad thing when one of the most coherent voices in the metal community is a giant, crazed, demonic rubber monster from outer space. And somehow I've found myself in this position, and I plan to make the most of it.
Sure. Now, do you have any aspirations to get back maybe with another network? Because it almost feels like they're trying to stifle you.
Oh, well, of course. Well, they're always trying to stifle GWAR, put the gag order on us, so to speak. And I've already resurfaced on Fear.net. I'm starring in a sitcom called Holliston, which just finished its second season, and hopefully will be up for a third season. I portray the lead character's imaginary friend and live in his closet. I don't know if you've seen it or not, but I've been doing that for a while. And, of course, with my Twitter feed and my Tumblr feed and all the other crap that I'm doing all the time, Oderus's voice is as loud as it ever was.
Sure. Now, Oderus,
yeah, but
go ahead.
Spock didn't fire me so much as just stopped calling.
Very, very nice. Do you still keep in touch with Greg at all, or not?
Not so much. A pleasant email every now and then. There's certainly no hard feelings. He was doing what he had to do, and I thank him generously for keeping it going as long as he did.
Sure, definitely. Now, Oderus, basically the human scum that are out there, they've now taken to simply stealing the message of bands like GWAR through internet downloading. Has that hurt your entity from furthering your mission to date?
No, not at all. If anything, it's helped it. All these ridiculous clown bands, as I refer to them, I'm touched by their homage to GWAR. They're just showing their love for their masters by trying to emulate what we do in the best way they possibly can. Of course, they failed miserably, but you have to applaud their pathetic efforts. They say, imitation is the most sincere form of flattery, so I suppose I will take it as such.
Sure. Now, I understand that GWAR will be invading American cities once again soon. What's in store for people coming out to see GWAR once again?
Oh, well, we will be back on tour. The album drops on September 17th, and then we are on tour in October, basically till the end of November.
Excellent. And any change up? Obviously with new members, there's probably going to be a new show, I'm assuming?
Oh, yes, there's a whole brand new show. A whole new cast of victims, various torture and murder machines, and, of course, the hardest-working rock and roll band in the history of the universe, the mighty GWAR. I have no doubt that Battle Maximus is going to be our greatest album to date, and this fall tour, the Madness at the Core of Time tour, is going to be our most triumphant attack upon the senses of humanity to date.
Nice. Will there be a return of Hitler Jesus?
Oh, I think we've killed Hitler, Jesus, and even I think we had a version of Hitler and Jesus at the same time. I think we pretty much killed the fuck out of Hitler, Jesus. I just don't think you can kill him anymore.
Fair enough. Well, let me ask you one that you may have an opinion on, you may not. We ask this to everybody that we interview. How has Lemmy from Motorhead influenced your career?
Well, he's been my hero of any human being that's in the rock and roll industry. Lemmy is the one that I would have to probably say has the most scumdog blood in him. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if there wasn't a bit of human in him whatsoever. And, I understand he's having some health issues right now. Some old battle wounds are acting up on him. And we wish Lemmy all the best. And actually, I suggest for Lemmy to come down and join us in Antarctica. And we can pump him full of some GWAR healing elixirs. And the next thing you know, his freaking warts will be bigger than his head.
Fair enough, man. Well, the new album, as you said, is called Battle Maximus. It is out September 17th. And Oderus, before I let you go, we always let the artist pick a closing track from the new album and tell us a story about it. So what should we play to wrap this one up?
Human scum, you will now hear the epic track, Madness, at the core of time. This is a kind of attack ships on fire, burning space barges, intergalactic slaughter at an epic scale kind of song, and it's also a thrash punk masterpiece.
Well, let's check it out right now. This is brand new GWAR right here on your Classic Metal Show.